Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw here on the LVI Universe. But we are going to talk about the champs and ranks tonight before we start our show. So as you can see, first in the calendar, our next pay-per-view is like 3 weeks from now. It's going to be the Survivor Series. And then let's go to the rivalries. We have on Monday Night Raw, Raw's War. We have Black Rocker versus Finn Balor, the Red Army versus the Revival, and Eric Cassidy has a rivalry against Blaze. On the LVI show, we have SPX Jr. versus Matt Carter. We have Marta and Vanessa versus Sadika and Lady Dragon. And NXT, we have only Lorcan versus Eder Extreme. And then we have Celtics versus Carmella. And Leo Motora is going to have a rivalry against the one and only Cody Hagan. And then on 205 Live, we have Hamza versus Rey Tormento. We have Gemelo Fantástico Jr. versus Tony Nese, and we have the Natural Disasters versus High Energy. And this Say So versus this one is gonna be Lince Dorado. It's gonna be pending. And then on Smackdown we only have Legend versus Icon. Alright, so let's go to a different show to show you who are the champions. And let's go with the divisions, directly, so that way you can see the champions and the rankings at the same time. So we have the Icon, the WWE Universal Champion. The number one contender is Braun Strowman. So whoever wants to fight against the Icon has to go through these superstars, any of them. But the number one contender is Braun Strowman right now. And the LVI number one contender is Black Rocker, so he'll be fighting one of these superstars, and I believe it's Finn Balor that he chose to fight. And then we have the Intercontinental Champion El Terror. The number one contender for that title is Dolph Ziggler. So whoever wants to fight El Terror and become number one contender has to fight Dolph Ziggler. And then we have the Leaders of the World as the number one contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Terrors are the champions, but we have to go through these superstars to go up in the ranking. And then we have Asumi, the Raw Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss is the number one contender. We see Sadika here number 4. So whoever wants to challenge, just choose any of these superstars to go up in the rankings. And then we have the International Championship, Eric Cassidy. He's the champion. There are no contenders, so anybody can challenge the champion. And we have the European Champion, Darius Angel, and the Legend is the only contender for that title. Alright? Now let's go to the LVI show. We have the LVI Champion, Black Rocker. He's the number one contender for the number one, to fight against the number one contender of Raw. So whoever has this title has to challenge the number one contender of the championship of the brand they're in. So if you are on Raw, you challenge the number one contender of Raw if you have this title. And right now, if you want to beat Black Rocker, you have to go through the Legend or Limbo Azul or Angel Rey Pisces or Leo Motora. Alright? Only these 4 right now can challenge Black Rocker also. Then we have the LVI Women's Champion. She's the number one contender for the Raw or Smackdown Women's Championship. Last week she defended it and in a 6-woman battle royal, but she retained. So we're gonna have to try to fit in a match tonight for that title. And then we have also the LVI Tag Team Champions, who are now the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Dangerous Alliance. So they have to do a title match or a tournament for those titles to let it go and give another team a chance. Then we have the LVI Women's Tag Team Champions, Pretty Mean Sisters. There are no contenders, so any women's tag team can challenge the Pretty Mean Sisters. Then we have the $1 Million Champion Big Money G. The Scorpion, Icon, and Celestia Jr. are the only contenders right now for that title. So he has to be ready to be challenged by any of them. And if you want to be in the ranking, just fight those contenders that are here. And then we have Miku as the LVI Women's $1 Million Champion. There are no contenders, so anybody can challenge Miku for that title. Alright, so now let's go to NXT. We have Leon Motora, the NXT Champion. Aleister Black is the #1 contender. So whoever wants to challenge Leon Motora has to go through Aleister Black, become a contender, and then we'll be able to challenge him. Right now he has a rivalry against Cody Hagan, so let's see what happens. Then we have the $1 Million Champion, Big Money G. Cody Hagan is the only contender there. We have the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Era. And #1 contenders are the TM61. And then we have the NXT Women's Champion, Poison Hernandez. Shayna Baszler is the #1 contender. Celtics is the 3rd contender, so she's almost there. Then we have the Spider, who is the NXT North American Champion. Velveteen Dream is the #1 contender, even though we have Tiger also as the #2. So let's see how that goes. And we have Cody Hagan, the WCW Hardcore Champion. Wulaya Hachi is the only contender for that title. Even though I hear that Mandalorian might come back. So let's see what happens. Alright, so now let's go to 205 Live. We have Angel Rey Pieces, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Cedric Alexander is the #1 contender. So if you want to go up in the rankings to fight Angel Rey Pieces, you have to fight any of these contenders. Cualquiera que quiere luchar contra Angel Rey Pieces tiene que luchar contra estos contendientes para que pueda estar en la lista y entonces puedes retar a Angel Rey Pieces. And then we have Siniestro. He's the ECW World Champion. And Gemelo Fantástico is the former champion, so he's the only contender. Then we have the Luchadors, the 205 Live Tag Team Champions. The originals are the only contenders. Sorry about that. And then we have the 205 Live Hardcore title. Hamza is the champion. Seiso is the #1 contender. And then we have the 205 Live Extreme Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. Michaela is the #1 contender for that title. And these are all the other contenders. And then we have the Lucha Libre Classic Champion, Guerrero Olímpico. Only Drew Gulak is the contender, so you have to challenge Drew Gulak to become contender and make it so you could challenge Guerrero Olímpico. So if any questions, let me know in the comments below. Cualquier duda, hazme una pregunta con los comentarios abajo. Now we're back on Smackdown. We have the WWE Champion, the Legend El Jefe, and the Icon is the #1 contender. We have the WWE United States Champion, Eric Joseph is the #1 contender. We have the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Dangerous Alliance, and the Assassins are the only contenders. We have the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka, and there are no contenders. We have the World Underground Champion, Celestia Jr., and there are no contenders. We have the Hardcore Champion, Cody Hagan, and there are no contenders. So, all that said, I hope you guys know that you can challenge those above you. You can challenge any champion, but you have to let me know so that way I can say if it's all right that you challenge them or not. All right. So let's go for the rankings. I'm going to start on Raw. I'm going to mention the first 20, and then from there on, I'll just scroll down so you can see where you are at in the rankings. So we have Facade, number 1, Eric Cassidy, number 2, The Legend 3, Carmella 4, Lady Dragon 5, The Icon 6, Darius Angel 7, El Terror 8, Youngblood 9, Poison Hernandez 10, Miku 11, The Crusher 12, Sadika 13, Hardcore Icon 14, Felina Galactica 15, Michaela 16, Brittany Clark 17, John Justice 18, Matt Hardy 19, and Braun Strowman 20. So if you're not on the 20s and you want to go up in the rankings, just challenge those above you. We have a couple of new women who have joined, and they will be making their debut today. So let's see how it goes today with the debut for Cariel and Baby Love. All right. So you might see them. There they are. Cariel and Baby Love. They are making their debut match today on Monday Night Raw or Raw's War. All right. So these are the power rankings for the update power rankings for today, for this week. And remember, you see where you're at, tú ves dónde estás, and you challenge those above you. Y retas a aquellos que están por encima de ti. All right. So we're almost done with the list, and then we're gonna go to the LVI show. Facade number 1, Eric Cassidy number 2, The Legend 3, Ray Castle 4, Tornado 5, Lady Dragon 6, Johnny Star 7, Eric's 8, Icon 9, Robo 10, Darius Angel 11, Mastodon 12, El Terror 13, Youngblood 14, Edet Extreme 15, Big Money G 16, Poison Hernandez 17, Gemelo Fantástico 18, Angel Rey Pisces 19, and Aquelarre Durango 20. So, as you can see, there are no WWE superstars on this list, only the LVI superstars. Aquí están los luchadores creados y los que son parte del LVI show. No hay luchadores de la WWE. So, you see where you're at the ranking. Challenge those above you so you can make it next week on the top 20. Y si quieres un rival o un título, hámelo saber antes que yo decida quién va a luchar contra quién. So if you want to challenge anybody for a title, just let me know, and I'll let you know if it's okay to challenge. All right. So we're almost done with the list. And now let's go to NXT. We have Carmella number 1, Only Lorcan 2, Lady Dragon 3, Edet Extreme 4, Big Money G 5, Poison Hernandez 6, Miku 7, Leo Motora 8, Sadika 9, Fresh Puma 10, Felina Galactica 11, Michaela 12, Destroyer 13, Strongman 14, Brittany Clark 15, Latina Sensation 16, Kyle O'Reilly 17, Bobby Fish 18, Adam Cole 19, and Cody Hagan 20. So those are the top 20. Remember, like I always say, challenge those who are above you, and you can go up in the rankings. If you want to challenge for a title, you have to let me know, and I'll see if it can be done or not. All right. In the meantime, if you want a rivalry against somebody, you can also let me know. So these are all the superstars from NXT. We have WWE superstars and LVI superstars all together. So there we have it. Now let's go to 205 Live. Carmella number 1, Ray Castle 2, Tornado 3, Lady Dragon 4, Johnny Star 5, Robo 6, Poison Hernandez 7, Gemelo Fantástico 8, Angel Rey Pisces 9, Miku 10, Apando Negro Jr. 11, Guerrero Olímpico 12, Sadika 13, Drew Gulak 14, Felina Galactica 15, Michaela 16, Cyclone Black 17, Brittany Clark 18, Black Belt 19, and Siniestro 20. So these are the top 20 of 205 Live. Estos son los primeros 20 en los rangos. En otras palabras, son los mejores de los luchadores. I always say that the top 20 are the best on the rankings. So if you want to be the best, you have to fight the best. Alright? If you're not on the top of the list, then challenge those above you. Now we're going back to Friday Night Smackdown, the legend #1 contender or power ranking. Lady Dragon 2, Eric's 3, Icon 4, Mastodon 5, Poison Hernandez 6, Aquelarre Durango 7, Miku 8, Limbo Azul 9, Joseph 10, Sadika 11, The Snake 12, Anubis Durango 13, Felina Galactica 14, Michaela 15, Strawman 16, SPX Jr. 17, Brittany Clark 18, The Nightmare Mac 19, and Baby Code 20. So if you didn't make it on the top 20 or you're close, that's good, but you can do better. Just keep challenging those above you, and we will see who will be the next top 20 in the rankings for next week. This is for this week, so you might get a good challenge or be challenged. So we have new superstars here. We have Cariel and Baby Love. So we will be seeing them tonight on Monday Night Raw on their debut matches. So we'll see what we can do, because we need also Asumi to defend her title. Well, we could do that tomorrow on LVI show too. Alright, so that's what we have for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and any questions, comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, LVI Universe.